21-gun salute. A guard of honor mounted by the Kenya Air Force. Benjamin Netanyahu was making history as the first sitting Prime Minister of Israel to visit Kenya. The Premier will hold bilateral talks centered on trade, agriculture, technology exchange and security. But the issue of security dominated, with the two leaders pledging to enhance collaboration in the fight against increased terror activity.
It would be foolhardy for one to sit back and say that faced with those challenges, that Kenya, that Africa cannot engage Israel in this particular issue.
A high water mark of Kenya's collaboration with Israel on security matters was 40 years ago. In 1976, the Jomo Kenyatta government allowed Israel to use the Kenyan airspace and airport in an operation to rescue hostages that had been stashed in Idi Amin's Entebbe airport in Uganda. 40 years later, global terrorism is on the rise once again, and the two countries have suffered repeated terror attacks.
If you know in advance that an attack is going to take place, and you can preempt it and you can prevent it, that is a tremendous and direct assistance to the saving of lives, innocent lives. Israel is doing this across a very wide canvas.
Thwarting terror attacks before they do happen heavily depends on intelligence gathering and execution, and Kenya and Israel have agreed to share.
We can really practically learn a lot from Israel's experience.
In our desire to put our experience to the common benefit of the African countries that we see are struggling against the same adversary and the same enemies who want to destroy us and who want to destroy you. So we see ourselves in league with the African countries in order to secure their future.
The two nations appear to be employing similar tactics, keeping the enemy at bay by constructing barriers. Israel has built fences on its frontiers with Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, and along its border with Gaza. A fence is being put along at least part of their border with Jordan as well. Kenya also wants to erect a wall on her Somalia border and repatriate Somali refugees. Israel also plans to repatriate over 20,000 Sudanese refugees. Besides security, Israel is looking for allies that will support her policies over Palestine and the Middle East, and sees Kenya as the gateway to Africa.
It is critical for us to reevaluate our relationship with Israel and with the state of Israel, given the challenges that we on the African continent especially are faced with today.
NTV, NTV.